What is up, Petas? We are back once again doing another character concept. I know you're like, oh my god, this is a new one. This is the big announcement you've been talking about. No, it's not. All right, it's actually another old one. Like I said, I just been really busy, so there is that. So we're just gonna talk about an old character real quick. This is in line with the one I did last week, which is Lady Thor. If you've seen my Reddit one, you're kind of like this character concept's kind of booty cheeks for Mighty Thor slash Jane Foster. So you can watch the video. I like talked about it. Like I can't really update a Reddit post. So I just kind of like revised it in my video. So if you're really interested, go check that one out. I have other ones too. I did Scorpion, Ant-Man, and Wasp, and then we have the one this week. Gonna get into it. Oh, whoops. Here we go. It is Heimdall. And you're like, Josh, why would you pick that character? Because I think this would be a cool one. I think this would be a cool one. If you notice something that they do in Rivals a lot, obviously they drop heroes, but what do they do when they drop heroes? They kind of like group them. Like you obviously have your teams, and then you have the people that are not in teams, and you kind of group them also. Example: Thor, Loki. Thor and Loki are on teams. Like Thor is in the Avengers, but him and Loki together, what are they? As Guardians, it's a grouping. It's not a team. It's a grouping. So and then they dropped Angela. She's an Asgardian. They dropped Hela. She's an Asgardian. And then I know they're thinking about dropping Valkyrie. She's Asgardian. So I'm thinking, okay, we're dropping these Asgardian heroes. Who else can we drop? And so, like I said, Mighty Thor last week, which I really think we should drop. And then we need to drop Heimdall. Now, bear with me because this was a minute ago too. Like this was also a long time ago. So I really have no idea what's here. Kind of just like pulled this up because I didn't have a character concept for this week again. So if you're like, Josh, this Loki sounds kind of buns, I will try to rephrase whatever I said here, but let's get into it. So Heimdall, like I said, he'll be really cool. He's going to be a Vanguard, 575 health, 1 out of 5 stars. I don't think that rating's accurate. It might be. It's been a minute since I read this one. But basically, first ability is going to be called Gruesome Slash. For Heimdall's primary ability, I'd like him to be able to use his sword. I really don't know how to pronounce this. Hofuo. If I mispronounce it, I'm sorry. But this is how it's really spelled in the Norse way. Since Heimdall will be a Vanguard, this would require a much stronger build. This comes from a huge sword, like Guts from Berserk. So basically, what I was thinking here is Heimdall. Like if you've seen like in the game of Rivals, a bunch of their tanks are like really big and beefy. That's what I want Heimdall to be. Especially like it kind of fits his character too. Like he's like the protector of Asgard. Like if you're gonna enter Asgard, this is the first guy you're like going up against. So I think it makes sense if he's big and beefy. And then like you've seen video game characters that like walk around with like big swords, and they're like super head like super muscular, and they got this big ass sword because they need to be super muscular in order to wield it. And like my example was Guts from Berserk. That's kind of how I like, envisioned it in a sense. So that's what I want Heimdall to look like, and that's kind of like what his kit's based around. It's like this big lugging sword. So while protecting Asgard, he would also protect his teams. That's why he's also like a tank. So by swinging this tank in 3 movements, left, right, and then forward. Hold on, left, right, and then forward. Yeah. This ability would not be limited by a number of times, so it would have the same 1, 2, 3 timing as other heroes. So that's basically what it is. So he'd be like when I'm not saying like doom, doom, it would be like boom, boom. Like if you get what I'm saying, like it's a big like attack. So he'd be like boom, boom, and then boom. Like he's kind of like dragging it in a sense, but it's not on the ground. Is what I'm trying to get at. It's like a big weapon, and it's heavy. Oh, whoops. And it's heavy. So that's basically what I'm saying. Keep in mind, like on his ability, like it would be a big, like it's not like he doesn't have any cooldowns or anything, but like I guess it's like the equalizing effect would be like the speed at which he swings the sword is what I'm trying to get at. So I think like another thing is like it would do like pretty decent damage, like pretty good damage is what I'm trying to say, but it would be nerfed by like it's his speed like of swinging the sword if you know what I'm trying to say. That's basically what it would work as, especially him being a tank. Like he'd probably have like 575 healed, what's it called, health. Excuse me. And then in here, I'm pretty sure he has like shields also. So just keep that in mind. He's supposed to be like a big, like physical tank. Like he's supposed to be a wall. So this is what I was thinking when building him. All right, number 2, his shield ability, loyal defense. Heimdall being a vanguard, he needs some way of taking the enemy's damage. So being Asgard's protector. Hold up. Boop. All right. He would do the same for his team. He would slam his sword down in the ground in a kneeling position, no longer moving, and receiving 225 health. The reason this ability is set up this way is due to the fact that I wanted to make Heimdall a more defensive tank. Exactly. So when coming up with this idea, like he's not like an aggressive tank. He's mentally there to protect. He's like mainly there to protect. You know, he's there to like take up room, and then he stops. He holds his ground, and he inches up more, holds his ground. He inches up more, he holds his ground. Or maybe he's like, you know, he's running 2 tanks. This obviously this would be a 2 tank tank nonetheless. Like this would not be a primary tank. This would be a secondary tank, especially like if, you know, I don't know, let's say Emma or Groot is your main tank, and then you're using Heimdall as your secondary tank. They're doing their big damage, and then, you know, Heimdall can be back here, you know, doing damage on like the flankers, people trying to get the healers. So like the way this one this main shield ability is working is like I'm saying, Heimdall would do a lot of damage, but he's nerfed by his movement. This would be another idea. So instead of just like, you know, holding a shield like most characters do and being able to move, he's like in place, like he's not moving. Okay, and this is what I'm getting at when he's defensive. Like offensive tanks can move. They'll move around and they'll use their shields, you know, in certain scenarios. He's not. He's, you know, he's firm in his place. And that's why, like, I'm kind of justifying it with the 225 health. And I know you're like, oh my god, that's way too much. Oh my god, you're terrible at, like, character design. Okay, first off, not a game developer. But, like, this would come up in, you know, effect. So let's say you're playing defense on a point. They're about to touch point. Or not touch point. About to, like, push the car into point and got to game point. But you have Heimdall and you have your other characters holding off. And if you have somebody like Heimdall holding in front of the payload, well, then this is a way you could, you know, benefit from this, you know, stuff like this. It's more of a defensive tank. You know, you'd have to, like, I don't want to say use your brain, but, like, kind of, you can't just be, like, slashing through people with Heimdall. That's what I'm saying. Like, I don't really know if this is a 1 out of 5 star ranking. Like I said, it was a long time ago. But another reason, like, why it's kind of like this to me is, like, he's not doing a lot, you know? Like, he's doing a lot by not doing a lot. So just, as I keep talking about it, like, keep that in mind. So right bumper, his sword mat. Like, I don't know if this is a. I think this is a secondary fire, but anyway, swords master. So when Heimdall is in battle, is using when using Heimdall in battle. Okay, I don't know why battle was in here twice. You would also have the ability to swing your sword very quickly for about 5 seconds, creating space and area damage for your team rivals. So yeah, I was right. This is his second attack ability, which is basically, you know, he has a little bit of offense in him. You know, he can't just make him, you know, vulnerable to everything. So I did give him a little bit of it because, you know, Heimdall is like a master at arm. Is that how you'd pronounce it? No. He is like very well trained in how to use a sword, so he's not just like, you know, just standing there. He would have this offensive ability, but like he can't use it for very long. So you have to be, you know, you have to think about when you would use it. And like it says here, you'd be able to swing your sword very quickly, like maybe a blade type thing, like when he's in his ultimate. But I'm not saying like damage wise, but just, you know, maybe like cinematic wise is kind of what I'm saying. And like I said, his sword's already doing a lot of damage here, so just imagine if he's going faster. So like, especially this would definitely be like useful if you're doing your like you're flanking as that secondary tank. So this would be very helpful. Or I don't know, let's say somebody's about to ult real quick, you've been holding point real quick, and then I guess the shield should have like a cancel button also. So that would be really cool. So let's say you're like holding down the payload as Heimdall, and then you're like, oh my god, let's say, I don't know, Luna's about to ult, and you're like, oh no, we're about to win because it's like, so there's like 10 seconds left. You're gonna pop this Swordmaster right bumper, and then he just eliminates Luna, and you're like, yeah. So that's kind of what this would be. Like, I don't want to say it's an off ability, but kind of, in the sense of like, you're not using this all the time. Like, I would have it like on a bigger cooldown as opposed to like just like a normal cooldown or like a quick cooldown. It'd be like a longer cooldown. Not saying drastic, you know, like a Strange Portal, but it's nothing crazy, you know. This needs to be meant to be used in like certain moments, not like all the time. Okay, and then here's a special ability, which is Asgardian Rage. So by
It's
pressing the right
okay.
bumper, you
And then
cause
there's a
Heimdall to go
special
into a
ability
fit of
which is
rage, and
Asgard
he
Ray,
he
Asgardian
begins to
Rage.
dash forward,
So by
causing
pressing
severe
the right
damage to anyone in
bumper,
his
you
way,
cause Heimdall to
similar to
go
the
into a
Thing's
fit of
dash
rage,
ability.
and he
This will
begins to
also
dash
grant Heimdall
forward,
an
causing
additional
severe
50 health
damage
for
to
anyone that he
anyone in his
kills.
way, similar to the
All
Thing's
right.
dash ability.
So
This will also
when
grant
I say
Heimdall an
similar to
additional
Thing's
50 health
ability,
for
I'm not
anyone
just
that he
saying in the
kills.
sense that he dashes,
All right.
but in the sense that
So
like if you've
when I say
played the
similar
Thing
to
when he
Thing's ability,
dashes,
I'm not
it's
just
kind
saying
of
in the
like
sense that he
I won't say
dashes, but in the
difficult, but
sense that
kind
if
of
you
difficult to move
played
where he's
Thing when
going
he
because he's
dashes,
a
it's
big
kind of like
person
I won't say
moving in a certain
difficult,
direction.
but
So that's
kind
kind
of
of what I
difficult
have
to move
doing
where
here.
he's
Like
going
he's a
because
big
he's a
dude
big
with a
person
big
moving
sword,
in a certain
and
direction.
he's just basically
So that's
ramming
kind
you
of what
into
I
like
have
whatever,
doing here. Like he's
or
a
like pushing
big
you
dude
back.
with a big
But so let's
sword,
say
and he's just
your
basically
team's coming
ramming you
up onto
into
the
like
payload.
whatever, or
Like
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 pushing
when
you
I'm
back,
thinking
you
of the
know.
map, like what I've been
Like so,
thinking
let's
of is
say
the Spider 2099
your
map, like
team's
payload
coming up
map,
onto the
and
payload.
that first like
Like when I'm thinking of the
point, I
map,
don't
like what
call
I've
it
been
point,
thinking
but
of
basically
is
the
the
first
Spiders
point,
2099
like
map,
you're
like
coming up
payload
the
map,
stairs.
and that first like
Let's say the other
point. I
team's
don't want to
coming
call
up
it
the
point,
stairs
but
and you're
basically the
playing
first point.
defensively,
Like you're coming up the
and they're
stairs.
about to get point. Well,
Let's
let's say
say
Heimdall
the
does
other team's
Asgardian
coming up the
Rage.
stairs and you're
He
playing
pushes people
defensively,
back, and then he holds
and they're about
his,
to get point. Well, let's
his
say Heimdall
shield.
does Asgardian
This is
Rage.
like it would
He
kind of
pushes
be
people
based
back,
off his
and then
other
he holds
abilities. He goes
his
head first,
shield.
causing severe damage to
This is
anyone in
like
his
it
way.
would
Obviously,
kind of
he's
be based off
doing
his other
damage as he
ability.
hits you, and then he
You know,
like
he
I don't know
goes
what
head
it's
first,
called, but
causing
it's like
severe
whenever
damage
they
to anyone
knock
in his
you
way.
into
Obviously, he's
something, like a wall or
doing
whatever.
damage as he
Kind of like
hits you, and then like I don't know what
Reinhardt
it's
with his
called,
like
but it's like whenever they
uh
knock you into something,
yeah,
like
I
a
don't want to call
wall
it
or
a dash
whatever.
ability, but it
Kind of
basically
like
is. But he's
Reinhardt with
not
his
like
like
doing additional damage if he pushes you
okay, I don't
back
want to
and you
call it
don't
a
go
dash
into
ability, but it
anything. Like you're
basically
not
is.
being knocked back, you're just being
But
pushed
he's
back.
not like doing
Like this
additional
guy,
damage if he
I
pushes you
said,
back and you
is
don't
meant to
go
take
into
up
anything. Like
space.
you're not being knocked
He's
back,
not
he's
meant to
being
get
pushed
crazy
back.
kills. He's not meant to
Like
get
this
crazy
guy, I
damage.
said, is
He's
meant
a
to take up
space
space.
mover.
He's not
He's a
meant to get
shield.
crazy
Like he's
kills. He's
he's
not meant to
taking
get
in
crazy
damage. He's not
damage.
giving out
He's a
damage.
space
So that's
mover.
why he has
He's a
this ability where
shield.
he
Like
like
he's
he's
taking
pushing you.
in
He's
damage.
like
He's
back
not
up,
giving out damage.
back up. He is that line of
This ability where
defense.
he like he's pushing you.
Or
And
let's
he's like
say I don't know.
back up. He is that line
Um,
of defense.
I wouldn't want to. I don't want to say
Or let's say
Spider Man
I don't
because
know.
his ultimate kind of in the air,
Um,
and like this guy's not
I wouldn't want to.
jumping. You're not
I
gonna
don't want to say
jump and like dash. No,
Spider-Man
he's like
because
heavy.
his
He's gonna stay
ultimate
on the
kind of in
ground.
the air,
But
and
let's
like this guy's not
say,
jumping. You're not gonna jump and like dash. No, he's like heavy. He's gonna stay on the ground.
let's say Daredevil's in
But
the
let's
back. He's trying to
say
come flank and ult on your team, and then you're like you're Heimdall, and you're like,
oh,
no,
let's say
that's
Daredevil's in the
not
back.
happening.
He's trying to
You
come
see him
flank
turn
and
like you
ult on
turn
your
around real
team,
quick, and
and
then
then
you
you're
do this,
like
boom, you
you're
knock him into the
Heimdall,
wall.
and
You
you're
kind
like,
of cancel his ult.
that's
So I
cool.
think this would also be another good
You see him
idea,
turn like you turn
especially
around real
like
quick, and then you
moving
do
into
this,
that
boom, you
flanker
knock him into
role
the wall,
as
and
a
you kind of
second
cancel
tank
his
that I
ult.
was
So I think
talking
this would
about.
also
This would
be
be
another good
super
idea,
cool.
especially like
So
moving into that flanker role
super dope
as a
sauce.
second
This is
tank that
super
I was
dope
talking
sauce.
about. This
All
would be
right,
super cool.
passive
So
ability. The all seen,
super dope sauce. This is
all
super dope
seen.
sauce.
I
All
think I
right,
was meant to put I, but I don't
passive
think I was.
ability.
I don't
The
know.
all
Anyway,
seen,
due to Heimdall
all
being
seen.
all
I
seen and
think I
all
was meant to
hearing
put
God,
I, but I
it would
don't think
only
I
make
was.
sense that he would have
Anyway,
an enemy to
due
hit
to
with a
Heimdall
sword that
being
would
all
wait.
seen and all hearing God,
Oh,
it
okay.
would only make
It
sense
also
that he
makes
would have
sense that whenever he hits
an
an enemy with a
enemy to hit
sword, he'd
with a
be able to
sword that
possess
would
the
just
ability to
wait.
see them anywhere within
Oh,
his radius.
okay. It
So when
also
I
makes
came
sense
up
that
with
whenever
this,
he hits
this
an
was
enemy with a sword, he'd be
before
able to possess the ability to
Daredevil
see them
dropped, which is
anywhere
you
within
know if
his
you remember
radius.
Daredevil's
So
kit,
when I came up
he
with
can
this,
see
this
people
was
through walls,
before
and that's kind of
Daredevil's
the same
drop,
idea.
which is if you remember
But I didn't
Daredevil's
want to make
kit,
Heimdall just
he
like
can see people
broken,
through walls, and
where you
that's
can
kind of the
just like
same
see
idea.
everything in all.
But I didn't want to
So
make Heimdall
I
just
think
like
it would just make
broken,
sense, because
where you
think
can
about
just like
Heimdall. Like
see
he,
everything in
yes,
all.
in the
So
comic,
like I think
yeah,
it
in
would
the
just make
comics slash
sense,
movies,
because
and in
like
Norse
think about
mythology, he's
Heimdall.
all
Like
seeing and all hearing.
yes,
He's a
in the
protector. He knows if
comic,
anybody's going to
yeah,
show
in the
up and all
comic slash
that.
movies,
He
and in
knows what
Norse
people are going to do
mythology, he's all
before. I
seeing and
think,
all hearing.
right? He
He's
knows
a
what people are going to
protector.
do
He
before they
knows if
do it.
anybody's
Yeah.
gonna show up and all that.
And
He knows
I
what
didn't want
people
to
are
make
gonna
him
do
super
before they do
OP
it.
because he's
He knows
not
what
meant to
people are
be
gonna do before
super
they do it.
aggressive. You're not going to be like
And
flanking with
I didn't want to
Heimdall.
make him super OP
Like,
because
oh,
he's
don't
not
worry,
gonna be
I'm gonna go get
super
their
aggressive.
you know
You're not gonna be like
their
flanking with
supports real quick. Like
Heimdall.
no, that's not
You know,
Heimdall's
oh,
role.
don't
So
worry.
like that's why
We'll go
he's
get
not
their
able to just see anybody through
their
the wall.
supports real
That's
quick. Like no, that's
his
not
passive
Heimdall's
is once
role.
he hits
So
you,
like
he can
that's
see
why
you.
he's not
You
able
know,
to just see
like let's
everybody through the wall.
say
No, that's his passive is once he hits
I
you,
don't know.
he can see you. You know,
Let's
like
say
let's
Loki
say
uses invisibility,
I don't
comes
know.
up to payload, and you're like no, and you like
Let's say Loki
you know
uses
use
invisibility,
your dash
comes up
ability,
to
kind of push him off,
comes
and then
up
he just
to
like
payload,
disappears
and you're like
invisible. You're
no,
like,
and
where'd this guy go? Well, you
use
could see him, and you're like,
your
you know,
dash
he's
ability, kind of push
going
him
over
off,
this
and then
medkit
he
over
just like
there,
disappears
you know, being
invisibly. You're like,
invisible,
where
and
did this
Heimdall's
guy
like,
go?
no.
Well, you could see
So
him, and you're like,
you
you know,
bum rush him
he's
again, and
going
you
over
use
this
maybe
medkit over
your
there,
secondary
and he's
fire, and
invisible, and
you kill
Heimdall's
him.
like no. So
He's
you
doing
bum rush
that
him
because
again,
he's
and you use
trying to
maybe
like
your
push people
secondary
off the
fire, and
payload. He's
you
not
kill him.
doing it to be hyper aggressive.
He's doing
So that's
that
like
because
another
he's
reason
trying to
why
push people
this
off the
ability
payload. He's
works
not
the
doing
way
it
it
to be
does.
hyper
Like I know
aggressive.
you can go like, oh, just
So
give him the
that's like
Daredevil
another
ability. That way
reason
he can see through
why
everybody. Like it
this
makes
ability
sense,
works the way it does. Like that way you can be
yes,
like, oh,
but
just
in
give him
the
the Daredevil ability. That way he
concept
can
of
see through
how he
everybody.
works
Like
in
it makes
correlation
sense,
to the rest of his kit and like what I'm going
yes,
for,
but in the
it doesn't really
concept of
work.
how he
And like
works in
obviously, like I said,
correlation
this
to the rest
isn't
of
like
his kit
the
and
be
like
all
what I'm
end all.
going
This is
for,
just my
it doesn't
choice.
really work.
And like this
And like
this is how
obviously,
I
like
want
I said, this
Heimdall to
isn't
be.
like the
You
be
know,
all
he's
end all.
not
This
gonna be
is
hyper aggressive.
my
He's gonna
choice,
be, you know,
and like this is how I want
you
Heimdall to
know,
be.
just a protector. He's just he only needs to see enough to like protect like what he's doing, what he's guarding.
He's only needs to see
And
enough
this would
to like
last for a
protect
couple
what
seconds.
he's doing.
Obviously, it's not going to
What
last
he's
the whole
guarding.
game. You're not going to just hit Loki one time and then
And
see
this
him
would last for a
the
couple
whole map.
seconds.
That would be kind of
Obviously, it's
broken.
not gonna last the whole game. You're not gonna just
Basically,
hit
all
Loki
like,
one
and it
time
doesn't
and then
matter
see
like how you
the
hit
whole
him.
map. That would be kind of
What
broken.
you know? What? Take it back. You can't do it with the rush.
Basically,
It has to be
like,
with the
it
sword.
doesn't
So
matter
like
like
either
how
his
you hit
main
him.
fire, his
No,
melee,
take it back.
or
You can't do it with the
his
rush. It has to be with the sword. So like either his main
secondary fire.
fire, his
So
melee,
one of those three.
or
That's how this passive
his
works. Obviously, like I said, you can't do it with the
secondary
rush,
fire. So
like
one of
this
those three.
the
That's how this passive
dash
works.
ability.
Obviously, like I said, you
So,
can't
but
do
that's
it with
basically what
the
this is.
rush.
And then lastly, ultimate ability,
The
Bifrost Summoner.
dash
So due to
ability.
Heimdall's special powers to
So
control the
that's basically what
Bifrost,
this
it
is.
only
And
makes
then
sense for him to be able to
lastly,
summon
ultimate
it
ability, Bifrost Summoner.
for his
So
aid
due
in
to
battle.
Heimdall's
So
special
during
powers
this
to control the
ability, he would
Bifrost,
call
it
upon
only
the
makes sense for him
Bifrost,
to
it
be able to
blast
summon
away,
it
for
for his aid in battle. So
call upon the
during this
Bifrost,
ability,
it
he would
blast
call
away,
upon
and
the
for a few
Bifrost,
seconds
it
he'd be able to
blast
choose
away,
on the map where would you like to be returned to, causing severe area
Bifrost, it blast away, and for a few seconds he'd be able to choose on the map where
where it'd be returned to, causing severe area damage while also slamming Haifu down. Oh, okay, I know what I'm saying. Okay. So if you remember from the MCU movies, the Bifrost is a teleporter, and it like pulls you up and then drops you down. So I think it would be really cool for Heimdall. He's a big tanky dude that's supposed to take up space. If it teleports you, like you're standing there and you're like, nah, I see something going down over there. No, you pop ult, or like maybe let's say you're trying to get to point. You're like, because Heimdall would be a slower tank. He'd be a slower character. He's not gonna be like a really fast dude. You can just like obviously use the dash, but maybe you need to save the dash. So let's say you're getting over there and you're like, I'm not gonna make it. Boom, pop ult, boom, you get teleported with your Bifrost. It's like picks you up, and using like the POV, like bird's eye POV, as Bastion does in his ultimate. You would like choose where you want, and then boom, the Bifrost slams down on like whoever doing AOE damage, and then you're slamming down your sword, which would be really cool. And then wherever Heimdall returns to the map, whichever area he lands, he will hold the same pattern. Oh yeah, this is just like a cosmetic thing for me. Like so, whenever he's like returned, like wherever he's like coming back to on the map, he would have like this pattern. Let me show you.
Coming back to on the map, he would have
like I know it's like a little thing, but I think it would like really make sense. Like this. Like you see how it's burned into the ground? Like soon as like it gets burned into the ground, like whenever you like pop ult, this is what it'll look like on the ground for a few seconds.
It gets burned into
and like it's literally just a cosmetic thing. It's just because I can think it would look cool. Obviously, it'd like go away in a few seconds, but I think it'd be cool. Obviously, whoever's in the area would take damage. Like as soon as it blasts down, and then you're doing more damage like, as you pull your sword down. But he wouldn't have anything else. Like it's literally all his ultimate would be. You could probably like I don't know pop like his other abilities here, but I think this would be like a really cool ability. Like I said, Heimdall is a big tanky dude. He's not very fast, so like that's why his ultimate's like this. But I mean, I think it looks. I think it's a cool ability. I like it. And then team up abilities, Bifrost Protection. So similar to Susan Storm's team up for the rest of Fantastic Four, which if you remember, they just get shields from Storm, not Storm, Invisible Woman. Heimdall would grant 20 to 50 Rainbow Shield. Characters such as Rainbow Shield to characters such as Thor, Loki, Hela, Eevee, Mighty Thor. Check out other posts. See the idea that I came up with. So, yeah, basically, it's the same idea. It just looks like the Bifrost, which is like rainbow. So they just get extra shielding.
It's the same idea.
It's basically all that is. Like, this was a long time ago. Like, I didn't really put as much team abilities as I did back then.
This was a long time ago.
So like, let's see if I can come up with a new one.
As I did back then.
Because there's like, Oh, here we go. I think this one would be like really cool. So like, let's say you're teaming up with both like as Angela, who's also like an Asgardian protector. Like, let's say Angela is the anchor. I don't know. Damage boost, whatever you want, whatever boost you want to give her. And then like I don't have a name. I can't come up with a name right here. Or like maybe Asgardian protectors. There's your name. So for this one, and like I said, Angela would be the anchor. Heimdall would get the like ability, which would be basically you would throw a trap down, and then if it senses people, it pulls them away. So like Alright,
you would throw
if
a
you guys
trap
remember,
down, and if it senses people, it pulls them
Angel's
away. So
ult.
like,
She has that spear. She
if you
throws
guys
it,
remember,
and like
so
whatever is
Angel's
on the
ult,
spear, it
she has that
grabs
spear, she
others, and it
throws
kind of like
it,
holds them in. It's kind of like a
like
chain, kind of
like
like Mao's
like
ultimate
whatever's
too,
on the spear,
from
it grabs others,
Overwatch.
and it kind of like
Like they
holds
can't
them.
really
It's kind of
move.
like
So the way this would work is like Heimdall like put a like I
from
don't know a trap
Overwatch.
anywhere like
Like
people are
they
coming
can't really
by,
move. So the way this would work
and
is
it
like
would pull
Heimdall would
them
like put
into that
like
like
a
little
trap
area, kind of
anywhere,
like
like people are coming
Angel's ult,
by,
which I think would be really
and
cool.
it would pull
This
them
guy's holding
into that like
space,
little
protecting
area, kind of
space, not really
like
letting
Angel's
people
ult,
there.
which I think would be
So
really
let's
cool.
say
This guy's holding space, protecting
I
space,
don't
not
know,
really letting
Luna,
people
whatever, is
there.
gonna try to come
So
pop
let's
ult
say
and push with her team.
Luna,
Well, you have
whatever,
this
is
trap
trying
over
to
here,
come
and she
pop ult
gets her
and
ults canceled. She's
push
all the
with
way
her
over there,
team.
you know.
Well, you have this trap over here, and
And
she
then she's got to somehow
gets her ults
destroy
canceled. She's all the
the
way over
trap
there,
real
you know.
quick, and that's taking up way
And
time.
then she's got to
Probably
somehow
just canceled her
destroy
ult. So
the trap real quick, and that's
I don't know.
taking
I
up
think
way
that'd be a
time.
cool little
Probably
team
just
up.
canceled her ult, so
Obviously, I don't have it written down here. Just came
came
up with it, but I think it would be really dope. And then next thing, possible suits. I think the door one would be cool. You can do 2012. I just like the helmet. I think it looks dope. Like, don't get me wrong, the Ragnarok slash Infinity War one is cool. I don't mind it, but I just like the one from the first movie, where he has the helmet, he has all like armor on, and like for like the main
armor on, and
like base skin, like I really don't care what it looks like. Like he could have the helmet, which I think would look really dope. He could have the armor. He could look like he does in Ragnarok slash Infinity War. But I don't know. Whatever they want, whatever way they want to go, just add in the movie skin. It looks really dope. And the comic skin, I mean, it's a little different. It's really not. There's not that many costumes for Heimdall. It kind of just like looks the same basically. So like you can really go crazy with whatever way you want to go about it next time. Like what else could you do? Like, yeah, I can't really see a Venom suit. Like you could really go anywhere you want, especially like if you have like a new Asgard theme for skins, which would be really cool. I could get into, but other than that, you can really add any skin you want for Heimdall. But these are the two main ones I want to see. I know I don't have it on here, and it's because it wasn't a thing before I talked about it. But accessories, like I'm definitely saying Thor, definitely saying Odin, and then who else we got? I don't know. I don't really know who Heimdall likes like that. Maybe like a little Asgardian one, like a snow globe of Asgard. That'd actually be really cool. I like that. A snow globe of Asgard. You know that he's his protector. You know he misses his home, so I think that'd be really cool one, like a little snow globe Asgard.
I don't really know who Heimdall likes like that.
Yeah,
Like
I think that'd be really cool.
One, like
Other than that,
that'd actually be really cool. I like that.
Sneak peek of the other character.
Asgard, you know, that he's his protector,
But yeah, this is a really cool one. This one's one of my more favorite ones. Like I obviously want Jane Foster to be in here. Like I talked about last video. My defense, bruh.
Sneak peek of the other character.
Okay, we're not like. Can I show the?
Yeah, this is a really cool one.
I don't know why it's not wanting to work now. Like I just want to show her name, not show like the title, but whatever.
Like I talked about last video.
And what I mean by this, by original characters, like these characters aren't created by me. So like Marvel and then like the comic people, like that's what that means. It's not by me. That's why it means all rights reserved by original characters. If you're like were wondering like what does that mean? It's literally just not from me. Like I'm saying like I don't own these characters. So like these are owned by Marvel.
It's not by me. That's why.
But yeah, this one I'm really proud of. Like I really would like you know people would be like, bro, who the hell wants Heimdall in the game? I actually do. I think Heimdall would be dope. Especially like how he's built here. Like we don't really have a tank like this. And like that's kind of an issue like people have with like I guess like tanks and rivals. Like people are like, oh we don't have enough tanks. You know, they're kind of all the same. Well, you know, you add a tank in like this and you know he's not really like, you know, a carbon copy. He's kind of his own thing, you know? And I think this would be like a really cool tank. So like obviously I hope they like they don't just like obviously like, they wouldn't just copy like what I put here. You know, they don't even know who like this niche of a streamer is, but like if he's like this, I think he would be cool, you know? Like Heimdall like this. And I just want him in the game. He'd be really dope. Like obviously I want him over, you know, and Valkyrie. Like obviously I don't know how they would do Valkyrie, and I'm not gonna like talk crap about Valkyrie, but like dead ass, what is she gonna do in the game? Like if she does something cool, like I'm all for it. But like, you know, I feel like you have like better chance of Heimdall being like a really cool character, and especially like with the idea of like her, like I mean him being like a tank. Like people are like, oh my god, I hate DPS, I hate DPS. You know, no more DPS. Here you go. You can add in, you know, a secondary character, like, you know, if you really wanted to add a new Asgardian character, not make him a DPS, you can make him a tank like this right here. There you go. But basically, like I said, Heimdall is just like a really tanky dude. He's not really offensive. He's kind of just taking up space, you know, backing people off, telling them to F off, doing his thing, being a protector. So if you like Heimdall, let me know. If you have any other opinions on characters, let me know. I
Um,
promise I have the big
Just
project
taking
coming
up
up soon. I
space,
promise. Just been
backing
really
people
busy.
off, telling them
Um,
doing his thing, being a
Other than
protector.
that, we're
So
about to get
if
into
you like
the
Time Doll, let me know.
actual stream
If you
of
have any
playing
other
Rivals.
opinions on
Hope
characters,
you like Time Doll,
let
like
me
I
know.
said.
I
If you have
promise
any
I have a big
comments
project
about
coming up
this
soon.
character, like,
I
oh,
promise. Just being
Samurai, they
busy.
should do this for Heimdall.
Um,
You should do that for Heimdall. Let me know.
Other than
Or you
that,
have any
about to get
characters
into
you want me
the
to
actual
do?
stream
Let
of
me
playing
know.
Rivals.
I'm more than happy to do
Hope you
them.
like Time Doll, like I said.
I kind of just
If
like
you have
pick a
any
character out of my
comments
head,
about this character,
kind of
like,
pick
oh,
it for that week.
Samurai, they should do this for Heimdall.
But
They
yeah,
should
like
do
I
that for
said,
Heimdall. Let me know.
if you want to go see the
If
other
you have any characters
designs
you
I
want me
have
to
on Reddit, it's
do,
in my.
let
Oh,
me
that
know.
brings me to another
I'm
good
more than
point.
happy to do them.
I updated
I kind of
something
just like
recently
pick a
because like
character
there's
out
a
of my
lot of
head, just kind of pick it for
like
that week.
pages that I have from my
But yeah, like I said,
Twitch
if you
account, like
want to go
Twitch,
see the other
YouTube,
designs I
Instagram,
have on
TikTok,
Reddit,
X,
in my that brings me to another
Reddit,
good point.
Letterboxd,
I updated
my
something
Discord
recently because like there's
server.
a lot of
I think that's it. There's
pages
only
that I
8,
have from my
and like obviously I can't fit all 8 links into every app.
account like
So
Twitch,
I created a
YouTube,
link tree.
Instagram,
They're all
TikTok,
there. If you guys
X,
want to go check out the links,
Reddit,
it literally just says
Letterboxd,
link tree
my
on most
Discord
of my.
server.
I think most of my accounts. I think the only one that's
There's
not
only 8.
there is
And like obviously I
TikTok.
can't fit all 8 links into every
I
app.
think, yeah, I think
So
that's the only one.
I
But
created a link
you can
tree.
find
They're
them
all
all
there.
on there. Like what
If
I'm
you guys want
saying
to
is like
check out the links,
TikTok's not
it
when I'm
literally
saying
just says
TikTok's
link
not on there.
tree
It's
on most
on
of
the
my
link tree. It's just
I think most of
on
my accounts.
TikTok's
I think the only
link,
one that's
like
not there
bio.
is
You can't
TikTok.
find it because I can't like add it yet.
Yeah, I think that's
But
the only one.
like
But
Twitch,
you
or
can
if you're
find them
watching this
all
on
on there.
YouTube,
Like what
then
I'm
it's
saying is
literally on
like
the YouTube bio.
TikTok's not on. Like when
But
I'm
if you're
saying
interested, go
TikTok's not
check
on
those
there,
out when you guys get the
it's
chance.
on the link tree.
I
It's just
post on them sometimes,
on
not like
TikTok's link
crazy. Obviously, I post on YouTube
bio.
and
You
Twitch all
can't
the time.
like I can't
But
find it.
like X, I go on there
But
sometimes. I message on
Twitch,
there.
or you, if
Don't
you're
really
watching
use
this
the
on YouTube,
Instagram that
it's
much.
literally on
I need to
YouTube
get into
bio.
it better.
But if you're
Better.
interested, go check those out when you guys get the
I need to get
chance.
into
I
TikTok
post on
better
them
too. Like
sometimes,
push
not
my
crazy.
clips on
Obviously, I
there
post on
so I
YouTube
can get
and Twitch
bigger.
all the
But
time.
like I
But
said,
like
if
X,
you're like,
you
oh,
just
where
watch
did
a
all the
message
links
on
go?
there.
They're literally
I
just
don't
on
really
one
use the
link now.
Instagram
Now you
that
can just check
much.
it out.
I need to get into it better.
Like I said, if you have any
I
other
need to get
opinions,
into
let me know.
TikTok
More
better
excited
too.
to,
Push my
more than excited to
clips on
talk
there.
about it with you.
That'd be
But
great.
other than that,
But
that'll be the
like
character
I said,
concept for this week.
if you're like, oh, where did all the links go? They're literally just
And
on one link
oh
now. Now you can just check it out.
God, I look so cringy now.
Like I said, if you
But
have any
yeah,
other
other than that,
opinions, let me know.
I'm gonna get
I'm
into
more
the
excited
video
to
games
more than excited.
for the week.
Other than
I
that,
hope you like the
that'll be
character
the character
concept.
concept for this week.
Peace.